Long ago, in the sacred city of Athens, lived a young maiden named Medusa. Unlike the terrifying figure she is remembered as today, Medusa was once celebrated for her beauty. She was a mortal priestess who served in the great temple of Athena, goddess of wisdom. Her hair flowed like golden silk. Her eyes shone like the sea, and her presence inspired awe in all who saw her. Travelers spoke of her as the fairest woman in Greece. Yet her beauty, while admired by many, would soon become the very cause of her downfall. For in the realm of gods and men, envy and desire often turn blessings into curses.
Medusa's life was devoted to Athena. She kept her vows, tended the sacred temple, and guided others in prayer. But her radiance drew more attention than she wished. Men from near and far came to gaze upon her, some even daring to propose marriage. Still, Medusa remained faithful to her duty, refusing all suitors. Among the gods themselves, whispers of her beauty began to spread. Some praised her devotion, but others grew restless with desire. In particular, the god of the sea, Poseidon, became captivated by her. His longing was not of gentle admiration. It was possessive, overwhelming, and dangerous. One fateful night, Poseidon descended upon the temple of Athena, where Medusa prayed alone. In his arrogance, he claimed her for himself. The sacred ground was defiled, and Medusa, who had done no wrong, was left powerless against the will of the god of the seas. The temple, once pure, became a place of violation and sorrow. This act was not forgotten. The walls of the temple echoed with Athena's fury, not at Poseidon, who was her equal, but at Medusa, the mortal who bore the blame. It was the cruel order of the gods. Mortals suffered for divine quarrels. Athena appeared before Medusa, her eyes burning with cold rage. Instead of offering comfort, the goddess cast judgment. With a voice like thunder, she declared Medusa unworthy of her beauty, unworthy of devotion. At that moment, Medusa's golden hair transformed into venomous serpents, hissing and writhing. Her eyes, once filled with life, gained a power that turned any who looked upon her into stone. Medusa screamed in terror, but it was too late. Her beauty was gone, her humanity stolen. She had become the Gorgon, cursed to live in isolation, hated and feared by all. Banished from society, Medusa wandered to the far edges of the earth. She found refuge in desolate lands where no humans dared tread. Her tears fell into rivers, her cries echoed through caves. Animals that crossed her gaze turned to lifeless statues, and so she became utterly alone. Over time, her grief hardened into anger. Medusa, once a priestess of purity, became a symbol of terror. Yet within her heart remained a sorrowful truth. She had been wronged, punished for crimes she did not commit. In her solitude, she became both monster and victim.
Meanwhile, in another corner of Greece, a hero was rising. Perseus, the son of Zeus, was chosen for a dangerous mission, to slay the Gorgon and bring back her head. The king who sent him hoped the task would mean Perseus's death, for it seemed impossible. But the gods favored Perseus. From Athena, he received a polished shield to use as a mirror. From Hermes, winged sandals to fly, and from Hades, a helmet that granted invisibility. Armed with divine gifts, Perseus set out to find the lair of Medusa, deep in the wilderness.
Guided by whispers of fate, Perseus reached the dark land where Medusa dwelled. Her two immortal sisters, the Gorgons, guarded her. But Perseus was clever. Using the helmet of invisibility, he slipped past them unseen. Inside the cave, statues of men stood frozen, their faces twisted in fear, reminders of Medusa's curse. In the shadows, Medusa slept. Her serpents coiled restlessly, sensing danger in their dreams. Perseus gripped his sword, his heart racing. He knew one mistake would mean his end. Careful not to meet her gaze, Perseus lifted the polished shield before his eyes. Through its reflection, he saw Medusa stirring awake, her eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. With swift precision, he raised his blade and struck. In a single motion, Medusa's head was severed from her body. Her serpents screamed, hissing in fury, until silence fell. From her blood sprang Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a warrior, born from her union with Poseidon. Even in death, Medusa gave life. Perseus placed her head into a special sack, careful never to look directly upon it.
Though her body lay lifeless, Medusa's power endured. Her head retained the ability to turn enemies to stone, and Perseus wielded it as a weapon. With it, he defeated monsters and kings who stood in his way. Eventually, he returned the head to Athena, who set it upon her shield, the Aegis. Thus, Medusa's curse became a tool of divine protection, her face immortalized as a symbol of fear and strength. Yet behind that symbol lay the story of a woman unjustly punished, her tragedy forgotten by those who only saw the monster she became.
Medusa's tale did not end with her death. For centuries, poets, artists, and storytellers remembered her image. Some saw her as a terrifying beast, a warning against pride. Others, however, saw her as a victim of cruelty, a woman punished for her beauty and for the violence forced upon her. Today, Medusa stands as a symbol of both fear and resilience, a reminder of how easily the innocent can be condemned. Her story is one of sorrow, betrayal, and transformation, but also of enduring power. For though her life ended in tragedy, her legacy lives forever.
And so ends the tragic tale of Medusa, a woman once praised for her beauty, transformed into a monster by the cruelty of gods, and remembered through fear and legend. Yet behind the serpents in stone lies the story of injustice, sorrow, and resilience. Medusa was not only a monster, she was a victim, a symbol, and a legacy that time could never erase. Her face may have been cursed, but her story endures forever.